Hey friends, it's Aki Dearest, and welcome everybody to another episode of the Otaku Monthly Favorites, where at the end of every month I introduce you guys to different anime, different manga, anime, and otaku related things that I've been introduced to within that given month. Everything that I'm about to show you is probably going to be an emotional feels trip, so I haven't really been feeling 100% for the past month, but hopefully everything that I show you, you guys will give a try, or maybe you guys have, and you guys let me know of your thoughts in the comment section down below. So without further ado, cue that cute transition! And we're back. So the first series that I want to introduce you guys to is a series that I've been anticipating for the entire season called Girls Last Tour. I had a lot of mixed feelings about this. I didn't really know how I felt about it at first because there was just that contradiction of seeing moe girls in a post-apocalyptic world. I see where this contradiction is starting to actually teach me something. So basically what this is about is two girls, Chito and Yori, and they try to scavenge for food in each and every episode and every day of their lives because the world, there's nothing left. Humanity has died off. This is a post-apocalyptic world. We don't know the cause, but given what they're wearing, given their source of transportation, I would say the most likely cause is war. It could have been famine, maybe somebody attacked and it led to a nuclear winter, I don't know. But what we do know is that these are two of some of the last people on the planet. They scavenge every day of their lives, and I think the biggest thing that I'm taking from this is just how content they are with hopelessness. I was thinking of making a whole video dedicated to this series because one of the things that I'm trying to figure out here is where that content feeling of being hopeless comes from. I don't know if maybe it's from the lack of knowledge or the lack of understanding of exactly how great the loss of humanity is to them, and they've just kind of been born into this world, so they don't really understand exactly how messed up or how empty this world truly is. Or maybe that reality has just already been embedded in their minds and they're just sort of living with it. I'm guessing it's probably the latter, maybe a mix of both. The one thing I would say I sort of chuckle at is the difference between the 2D and the 3D, because there's gonna be some 3D scenes, and here's some screenshots here, but the 3D scenes look a little bit funny, but that's not enough where I'm going to judge the anime too much, because what I'm taking from it is just the message of these girls just trying to live a very content life in a life where it's hopeless. They already know their demise. They know that they could probably die tomorrow. And so as it unfolds, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be brought on either a feels trip or no, I'm gonna be brought on a feels trip. The second thing I want to showcase with you guys is a movie I just saw a few hours ago, and that is the Pokemon I Choose You movie. And that was a brilliant movie. Now, when you go into this, I want you to remember this. It's going to combine the older and newer generations into one. So this is a retelling of Ash and him starting off his journey as a Pokemon trainer and eventually off to a Pokemon master. So you get to see him wake up out of bed, choose his Pokemon, it eventually becomes Pikachu. They go through the whole thing with the Spearow. So all of that happens. And in addition, there's also going to be a lot of retellings and a lot of feels trip down certain scenes that I know many first generation fans remember. Just think for a second. Think of the most famous feels trip that you've probably seen on the internet and that you remember crying at as a little kid. You're gonna feel that again and it's gonna come back. They're bringing all that back into just one single story. Now, some of you may be wondering, how is this gonna work out? How are they going to mix all of these things that have made Pokemon for years into just 1 hour and like 30 minutes mixed in with some of the newer stuff? You kind of have to go into this movie accepting it as it is. It's going to just kind of forget the 150 Pokemon rule. Also, Brock and Misty are not going to be in this. That's another thing. And I know that's probably going to upset a lot of you, but understand that Pokemon isn't really here to just cater to the first generation. It's also here to cater to the newer generation, and that's kind of what this movie showed me. So Ash meets up with completely different people, and one of these characters owns a Piplup. And this is very important to me because I feel that Piplup and Pikachu are very symbolic Pokemon that represent our generations. So even though there's been like more generations ahead, I feel like Pikachu not only is pretty much the face of Pokemon by this point, but Pikachu is also the face of the beginning of Pokemon when we started off. But Piplup is sort of the Pokemon that symbolizes that turn that Pokemon had when it started catering to the newer generation, when it changed the artwork, when it changed up the games, when it adopted mobile apps. So there's a whole bunch of things that Pokemon really had to adapt to for the newer generation during this big technology boom, but it wanted to continue. And so one breaking point was actually in the theater when I realized this. Sometimes me and my friends, we would look at a scene that we had to relive and we're like, oh my god, we're seeing this scene again. This is great. Oh, the feels. And there would be certain scenes where we would be normal and have no reaction, and we'd be like, oh, okay, that's cool. But next to me, there are these other kids, and they're younger, and they also were having field trip, but for scenes that I had no idea, because I haven't kept up with Pokemon in so long. And so with them I heard, oh no, oh, I remember that, but I don't recall any of that. And these are for the newer Pokemon. So that's when I realized that this movie is sort of telling us that it's thanks to you guys, the first generation Pokemon fans, that Pokemon was able to take off. But it's also thanks to these other fans, the newer peeps, that we are even able to continue. And you guys are not the only other Pokemon fans, and they're sort of carrying on that love and legacy that we had as kids. So another thing that I want to add here is the artwork and the voice acting. That's all still up to date. That's not going to be the same ones from the older times. So it's sort of meeting in between both worlds here. Another point that I know a lot of people want to know, does Pikachu talk? Yes. Not the whole movie. It's only at one certain point of the movie. Not gonna say what he said, but it was a very, very, very powerful, moving moment for me. A lot of people were probably extremely shocked more than anything, but when you really think about what Pikachu said, it's something that I feel like we all needed to hear. I wish I could tell you guys, but when you watch it, you'll understand. Team Rocket will be in there. Misty and Brock eventually will be seen along with a lot of other characters. Professor Oak's still there. Ash's mom is still going to be pissed that she even let her son go in the first place. And, you know, by the end of it, it also has like all of the worlds that kind of show, and sort of like a timeline of how far Pokemon's come and how old you really are. And I can really just appreciate how far Pokemon's come, because I could say all that I want, how much I don't like the way Pokemon looks now and everything, but I mean, you can really do nothing but just kind of appreciate that it even made it this far, and that there is an audience out there that's carrying that lineage, that love for Pokemon. And so if you have siblings or, you know, kids of yours, and for some reason that Pokemon I Choose You is showing in theaters, I highly recommend that you watch it. It will be a wonderful memory trip lane thing down for you, and it will also be a good experience for your kids as well. It was very nice to see. I'm really upset that this was not advertised enough as it was. Literally only found it through the box office, so I'm really glad that I watched it, and I highly recommend this to you guys. Please go watch Pokemon I Choose You. It's a wonderful feels trip. The last thing I want to showcase to you guys is a manga called A Polar Bear in Love, and this is a manga that is not even out yet. It comes out November 21st. The only reason I got to read it was because the wonderful people over at Bookwalker said, hey, here's a manga that's coming out. We got our hands on it. Would you like to go read it? So they're not in any way sponsoring this video, but I want to review it for you guys in hopes that maybe you guys will pick it up when it comes out. So this is about a polar bear that falls in love with a baby seal, and the baby seal thinks that the polar bear wants to eat it every day. That's really all the manga is about. It's a wonderful and cute little love story between a polar bear and a seal, and the polar bear just wants to give all the love and affection that it wants, but the seal is kind of scared and frightened that this polar bear just wants it for dinner. I like how there's so much miscommunication between the seal and the polar bear, and even though the polar bear is in love, he's saying things that are perceived as if he wants to eat the seal, so that's how the seal is taking it, just given the nature of what they are. But the polar bear is just thinking, why don't you want to be with me? I love you so much. You're beautiful. You're a beautiful white fluffy ball that I just want to live for the rest of my life. And the seal says, yeah, on your plate, and you're just saving me for dinner. There you go. So if you guys want to check it out, it comes out on Bookwalker on November 21st. If you guys want to go grab it, then feel free to use AkiDears to get $5 off of your purchase. If not, there's other manga and light novels available on Bookwalker, so if you guys want to go over there and you guys want to go use the discount, it not only helps the channel but also helps out the manga industry. So please get your butt over there if you guys want to go read some manga on your phone, because I also got the app. So that was everything that I'm going to showcase for this episode of the Otaku Monthly Favorites, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know of your thoughts in the comment section down below. What did you guys think of Girls Last Tour, Pokemon I Choose You, and if you guys are interested in seeing a polar bear in love. If you guys have any other suggestions, such as, you know, the constant question of when am I going to do another killing stalking video. That finale though, I know, I want to say it, but my god, YouTube standards, bro. Again, comment section right down below. Description has everything that I've listed off here. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching, and subscribe to my channel for more anime and otaku related content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!